According to 2021 𝐤𝐨𝐬𝐞 report, 2 nurses are assaulted every hour in an acute care setting, and only 20 to 60% of those are reported.
News 2 at 5.
Thank you, Mark, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to News 2 at 5. I'm Bob Mueller.
And I'm 𝐤𝐨𝐤𝐞. According to the World Health Organization, between 8 and 38% of nurses suffer from healthcare violence at some point in their career.
And that would appear to be the case this past August, with a Nashville man accused of attacking a nurse with a pen. Andy Cordan with the story.
According to Metro Police, the attack happened on August 19th. That's when a man reportedly grabbed a pen from a nurse inside the hospital and then allegedly tried to stick it in her eye socket.
According to the arrest documents, the alleged attack happens inside a hallway here at Summit Medical Center. That's where a man, now identified as Orrin Kirk, allegedly grabs a pen from a nurse. And according to the affidavit, the 33-year-old pulls the nurse's hair, then allegedly begins to push the pen into her eye socket. According to the arrest document, other hospital staff intervene quickly, and they're able to prevent serious damage to the nurse's eye. The document does indicate, however, the nurse suffers a cut under her left eye. According to Metro Police, there is a hospital video that clearly shows Kirk taking the pen, then attacking the nurse with that pen. According to the arrest documents, despite the alleged attack happening in mid-August, Orrin Kirk is just arrested Thursday. According to Metro Police, Kirk lives at this Whites Creek home. We attempt to get comment, but nobody answers.
Kirk is currently in the Metro jail. He's charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. In Nashville, Andy Cordan, News 2.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, this is your girl Andy. I am a family nurse practitioner, and if you don't know my story, please check out the other videos in this channel that will tell you a little bit about myself, how I started as a nursing assistant to becoming a nurse practitioner that I currently work as right now. In today's video, I'm going to bring you guys an interesting video that has been in my heart heavily to talk about. It's something that is not often discussed a lot, and we are going to talk about nurses being abused in the healthcare setting. In my next video, I'm going to talk about patients, so it won't be like we are only focusing on nurses, which I think they deserve it anyway, because I don't think this is being spoken about at all the way it should be. We often hear reports about the patients, and we hear a lot about patient confidentiality, HIPAA, and all of those things. Nurses, I feel like they are kind of abandoned, so to say. But today I want to shed a little bit of light on what's going on. Whether you're working on the floor, you're a tech, or you're a provider, you are going to be affected. Whatever role you're playing, you are affected one way or another. And just because you're no longer a nurse on the floor doesn't mean that you don't get abused. I actually just experienced one recently. It doesn't matter what role you play, you're going to be exposed to this. Nurses are at high risk of violence and assault in the workplace due to their close proximity or due to them being very, very close to patients. According to a 2021 𝐤𝐨𝐬𝐞 survey report, 2 nurses are assaulted every hour in an acute care setting, and only 20 to 60% of incidents are reported. A 2022 𝐤𝐨𝐬𝐞 survey also found that more than 5,200 nursing staff were assaulted in the second quarter of 2022, which makes it about 57 assaults a day. Nurses experience many types of workplace violence, including verbal threats, about 67.8%, physical threats, 38.7%, and pinching or scratching, about 37.3%. And this violence can cause severe emotional distress such as depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, and it is very, very important that we as nurses talk about this and address this. Being abused has caused so many nurses to have post-traumatic stress disorders. Some have depression because of what they have experienced in the work field. I started as a nursing assistant, and I have firsthand experience this. There are different ways that nurses get abused by patients. Emotional abuse could be verbal abuse. The abuse can also come in the form of racial slur. Also, being foreign, you experience a different kind of abuse. You can be assumed incompetent just by the way you look, by the color of your skin. Sometimes it's not about the color of your skin, it's not about your race, it's just about that person. As a nurse, you deal with people that have emotional issues, patients that have Alzheimer's, that curse you out, that threaten you, and that spit on you. That is a very, very difficult place to navigate, or a difficult thing to navigate, because you on one hand know that this patient has a medical condition, and at the same time, it is not fair for a human being to go through what this patient is putting them through. Someone that you're taking care of, someone that you're cleaning, someone that you're feeding, someone that you're making them feel better, to have some sort of good quality care of life. And it's that person that is calling you different names and calling you stupid. You have to wear that hat of being a nurse, because you took an oath and you're committed to your work. You said that you were going to treat people nice, and this is what you've committed to do. So you have to do that job with a smile on your face. But there's also a difference between that and a patient that is intentionally being ungrateful and being mean and being wicked and being rude. There are incidences where nurses have been punched. I heard a story about a nurse, which is why I will never work in psych. I'm sorry. I humbly respect the people that work in psych. Because someone has to do it. Someone has to do it. And I just know myself that it's not me, and I respect that, and I respect them. There are certain things that you have to know about yourself, and you have to decide and know for sure that it doesn't matter how much they pay, it is just not something you can do. Okay, you want to do something that at the end of the day you are able to sleep at night, and you're able to say confidently, yes, I did my job today, I put in my 100%, and I did what I had to do. So I heard this story where a nurse went to give patient medication in a psych ward. This patient was in the room, knew the time that nurses usually come in to give them medication, and this patient was in the room naked, waiting for this nurse, knowing that this nurse was going to come at this time to give them medication. As soon as the nurse opened the door, they jumped on the nurse, they pounced on this nurse, and they beat her up. They wanted to, RAPE this nurse. But thank God, they always wear this panic button. The nurse fought. Of course, she was beaten up, but she pressed the panic button, and thank God there's security and people were, it took several men to grab this patient, like rip this patient off of this nurse. And you can imagine going to work on a normal day and then something like that happening to you. That is gonna haunt you for the rest of your life. And if God is not with you, that trauma can literally destroy, ruin somebody's life. It can ruin their marriage. It can ruin their relationship with people. Those are the things that nurses are exposed to, and I feel like there should be some sort of protection, some sort of law, some sort of coverage, something that should protect nurses from this kind of incidents. But I don't think that is seen as you know something important enough for the government, or for the healthcare system to take as serious enough to watch out for nurses, to look out for nurses when these sort of incidents occur. What if this person is traumatized for the rest of their life and they're no longer able to work? Is there a law? Is there some sort of compensation for this person to hold for the rest of their life if they are not able to work anymore because of this incident? I've heard of a provider that committed a patient, and the patient followed this person for a year. tracked this person, found their house, and then when this person's husband traveled, they broke into their house and they killed this woman, all because this woman was doing her job. So there are so many things that are going on with regards to abuse in the healthcare system against the healthcare workers that is not being addressed. And people are getting emotionally traumatized daily when they go to work. There are patients that are so abusive that they will call you dogs, they will call you monkey, they will call you different names, and then all you can do is report it to your manager. I feel like every healthcare or every healthcare company, or every job should have some sort of system in place whereby if a nurse or if a provider is abused or is being assaulted, the patient is dealt with appropriately. So I just wanted to come in here and talk to you guys about this. And if you have any of this experience, if you have experienced any of this, please leave it in the comment section below. Let's dialogue, share your experiences. What is done? If you're watching from another country, what is being done? What is put in place for protection for the healthcare workers with regards to abuse from patients? How is that handled? Are the employees protected? What is being done for them? What happens when stuff like that happen? And I hope that as we go further, as we expand more, as the healthcare system expands, that there will be compensations, or there'll be some sort of policy that is put in place with regards to healthcare worker abuse or abuse against healthcare workers by patients.
12 investigators are working new details of a nurse violently attacked at Rhode Island hospital. I'm 𝐬𝐚𝐧𝐭.
And I'm Shannon Heggie. We've learned the man accused of assaulting the nurse back in September was already facing a charge in a different hospital attack. Target 12 investigator Tim White's here now with the exclusive details.
Court records and police reports obtained by Target 12 show last November the suspect in the Rhode Island hospital attack, George Bauer, allegedly sucker punched another patient at Fatima Hospital. On the morning of September 8th, Scott Amaral, a nurse at Rhode Island Hospital, was violently assaulted by a patient, according to a Providence police report. George Bauer was charged with assault on a healthcare worker and felony assault. Police say Bauer became enraged over phone privileges at the hospital, and Amaral tried to intervene. A spokesperson for Lifespan declined to give Amaral's condition, citing patient confidentiality. The nurse has been hospitalized since the incident.
It is horrible.
Lifespan president and CEO John Fernandez said on this week's Newsmakers the hospital has reviewed its security protocols since the attack.
Workers, it's happened at other hospitals. It's happened at our hospital before then and since then. So it's just horrible that our healthcare workers that's happening.
Target 12 has learned this is not the first time Bauer was accused of an attack in a hospital. In November, he was charged with simple assault after a patient at Fatima Hospital says he was sucker punched by Bauer. A police report described Bauer as a long-term psychiatric patient at Fatima. Fernandez says extended hospital stays can strain an already stressed system.
There are a lot of patients that stay in our hospital, a long time. They could be in another facility or at home, and we have a very hard time getting patients out.
A spokesperson for the Rhode Island Department of Health says the state does not track incidents of violence in a hospital, including against staff, saying that is usually a matter for law enforcement. Bauer has been held without bail since the incident at Rhode Island Hospital. His next hearing is in November. Bauer's attorney did not return a call for comment. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, 12 News.
As a nurse, you get up, you want to do your best, you put in all your effort, you are compassionate, you're empathetic, you take care of your patients, and you do it with joy. At least most nurses, and all nurses should. You do it with joy. I don't think that you deserve to be abused, and it's not being reported enough. So anyway, this is the end of this video. Until my next video, I love you with the love of God. Bye.